Hi, moguls and future moguls. Welcome to the show. Thanks for listening. If you can hit the 5 stars on your phone, of your Apple phone or Android phone, I really, really appreciate it. And thank you if anyone can buy me coffee. You can use the links below to support the podcast, buy a book, send us coffee. Just simply subscribe to our YouTube channel, give us 5 stars, give us 5 stars with a review. All those are good. So everyone's been asking, well, where do you invest in startups? How do you invest? How do you invest as an unaccredited investor? Remember, most of us that are beginners and intermediary investors are beginners. Before we become rich moguls, we are called unaccredited investors, basically, to just make it easy. So where can you invest in startups? So these are the top 10 startups where you can invest on a crowdfunding platform. And so these are the best sites for beginners. And so, Wefunder, I've been talking about Wefunder. It is one of the largest regulation CF platforms. And so I like it because they have low minimums and, it's really nice. They have everything from movies to food, to beer, to restaurant, to cookies, to high tech, to fintech. And I just did a startup review from Wefunder. So do check that out. Seed Invest accepts only 1% of the startups that apply. So I like this one because they really, really vet the startups that go on there. It has, a lot of the medical stuff, a lot of health stuff, and a variety of startups. And I like that because they actually vet the companies that go on there as much as they can, because they're only accepting a small portion. But you also have to have a larger chunk to invest with them. Usually the minimum is 500 to 1,000. So remember, unaccredited investors, which is most of us listening to the podcast, unless you're a multimillionaire, big giant mogul, then you have the SEC. You can invest in all those things. And with investment is a risk. Remember, it's your decision, your investment, your money, and you're responsible for you. No one's responsible if you invest in something because you heard it on the radio or a podcast or someone on YouTube. You got to do your due diligence. We're not a licensed broker. So, all right. And Republic uses regulation CF and they offer investments. This one, you can invest in something as little as $10. And so do check out Republic. And remember, there's fees. Every time you invest, there's fees. They slap on a fee, like anywhere from $7 to $8 to $10. So I know it sucks. You shouldn't have a fee as an unaccredited investor, and especially it should be a sliding scale. The lower amount of money that you invest should have the smaller fee. And if you're rich and have more money to invest, should have the bigger fee. But it's always like when you're single or, you don't have money, you get the most fees, which is kind of unfair, like taxes. Big businesses pay the least amount of taxes because they know how to put their offshore accounts and go in different countries, and they don't pay a lot of taxes, but the hardworking people pay the most of taxes. So yeah, life is not fair. Microadventures. So Microadventures was the very first online venture investing platforms. They offer regulation CF crowdfunding, and it's open to anyone. I haven't personally used this one, but I'm looking into it. And they have a lot of companies, they said, like DocuSign, Dropbox, and Redfin. So that one could be interesting. Start Engine is one of the largest investment crowdfunding platforms using regulation CF and regulation A+ and regulation D. And do study those. That's for you to study. Regulation CF, regulation A+, and regulation D, because there's different kind of ways they have different things when you invest in them, what that means to you as an investor. You have to study that and work with your licensed broker. So that is for you to study. And you can invest as little as $100, but remember there's fees on those. MainVest, MainVest. It's founded by a tech company veterans, including several former Uber employees. And let's see, so MainVest Net Capital. It uses regulation CF, regulation D, side-by-side offerings. It offers investments in startups, and you can do it for as little as $99. So there, True Crowd, TRUCROW, True Crowd, does equity crowdfunding to startups. And so do check out True Crowd. And there's Local Stake, STAKE, investment crowdfunding that specializes in the smaller and local businesses. So your local business, using Regulation D, Regulation CF, and so might be very, very interesting for you. And then I'm going to go into, people have been asking about, where do you invest in art, wine and collectibles? Because remember, our guest on this podcast, they sell fine chocolates, fine cars, and whiskey. Whiskey is $10,000 a bottle. So VinoVest, Vino, and you guys have been drinking VINOVEST. So VinoVest. Actually, you can manage wines, and a minimum investment is $1,000, and there is an investment for whiskey on Wefunder that looks very, very interesting. So VinoVest, if you're into wines. Masterworks, you own fractional ownerships in fine works of art from famous artists. So some of them that they list is Andy Warhol and Banksy. Wow. And the art is held for several years and then sold for a profit. One hopes. Yeah. The minimum investment is typically $10,000. So that takes us out of this one. Mythic Markets offers fractional ownerships and collectibles like rare comic books and RPG cards like Magic. Minimums are low, like less than $50. But remember, you have so many fees on those. Otis is like Mythic Markets. It offers fractional ownerships of collectible and like rare basketball cards or rare sneakers, and targets a 3 to 7 year hold time before selling the collectibles, and it's open to non-accredited investors with low minimums. Rally, RALLY. So that was Otis, OTIS, and the other was Mythic Markets, Mythic, MYTHIC Markets. Rally, fractional shares and collectibles, and offering an app for buying and selling shares and collectibles after a 90-day lockup period. Music and performance royalties. Royalty Exchange is an online auction platform for royalty rights related to music. And some auctions are for performance rights associated with the catalog of songs, such as radio, satellite radio, or streaming on Pandora. So Royalty Exchange. And then you guys have been asking, cryptocurrency related investments. Outlet Finance, invest in loans backed by cryptocurrency. And they say that they're sort of like a high yield savings account. But remember, Outlet Finance is not a bank and funds are not FDIC insured. Read the fine print, please. Outlet Finance, they are not FDIC, federally insured. Adventurous investors are comfortable with cryptocurrency ecosystems may find this a compelling place. Quote unquote, this is from Yield Talk. Do check out Yield Talk. I love them. They give you great stuff, quote unquote. And then Curio Invest, another fractional ownership of exotic cars. So sold via car tokens, and the token holder to share profits when the vehicle is resold. So that might be very interesting. And some of you asked about single family rentals. So Roofstock, Home Union, and Investability. So those are some crowdfunding places and some interesting ones. So I hope that helped you to know like what places you might want to do your due diligence, your research, and find what's comfortable for you, from seed invest to micro investors to Wefunder to VinoVest or Masterworks or Royalty Exchange. So whatever you decide, it's your choice, your investment, and your money. So make it a wise decision and a profitable decision and a happy decision. And remember, even the best of the best that pick startups, they they invest in a lot because maybe one will hit and the other 9 don't hit. That's why they also always say diversify. Have a great week, everyone, and thanks for listening. Until next week.